Welcome to another demo for Sales Pro Tracker and onboarding. I wanted to do another demo because I've done some great enhancements, especially as we're having growth with users. So let's get started. When you first did your onboarding, it asked you about the industry type. Business to business sales is going to be more your commercial sales. These are people who are soliciting businesses, some individuals, but majority of their business is business to business. Individual business advisor, this will probably be your property and casualty. This will be your Medicare broker or financial advisor. You do a lot of individual sales, not so much commercial. Retail is going to be the most different one out of the four. Why? They don't have appointments, they don't have meetings, they don't have referrals. Their sales scale is going to be based on walk-ins, reoccurring walk-ins at foot traffic, and it's also going to be on media posts because this is actually designed for the sales team on the floor. Real estate will have appointments, will have meetings, will have referrals, just like the other tiers. However, they get points for open houses. Remember, this system is not just a CRM. This is also going to be a tracking system for your sales. As we go through it, you will see that you can input some of your points. However, when you create a new meeting, that's how you get credit for points. When you send someone a thank you note for a referral, we'll go over that. That's how you get points for referrals. Meetings, after meetings are conducted, the system will ask you to give an outcome after the time has passed. What you put in that outcome is how you get points here. Testimonials. If you put a testimonial on a business or an individual professional, you're going to send them a thank you note from the system, and that's how you earn points. Old appointments are reschedules. I do not want to track that because if someone cancels on you, you already got credit for it here. Up here, you would have all your contacts, and here you have your email campaign. So let's get into the bulk emails. Now, before we can go into the campaigns, let me show you how you design it. Whenever you click on campaigns, it will bring you to the bulk email and campaign area in your CRM. You will go to recipients. You have to choose a recipient. You will go to compose. You will go ahead and design this email how you want. You can put your email logo. You can put attachment, subject line, and so forth. You can even schedule it to go out. But remember, all of these have to be checked. Then you can save it as a draft or send yourself a test email so you can see the layout and see if it's how you want it to be set up with paragraph spacings and whatnot. Now let's go ahead and talk about campaigns. So whenever you click that button, let's say you have a few campaigns going. You could see it's going to give you the math on what's delivered, what's open, but right here you can actually export a report if you want to see everyone that opened it, just their email, but this is a better option. If you click this little icon here, you can remove the bounce, but let's say you want to send another email to the ones that open as another push. Click resend to openers. Let's say you had 238 people that did not open, and you might want to change the subject and resend it again. You will have that option. Or you could just convert them all to follow-ups and save them in your system. Now, let's say you click the follow-up button. You can actually go here. You can actually search for the contact and put them in. Now, you see this button that says outcome. Obviously, you don't have an outcome until the follow-up's over if you need another one, or you could put notes, but all of this will be saved under the contact. When you click on your meeting button on your control panel, this is where you're going to go to. This is going to show all your meetings. You see these in orange? These are the ones that need an update, an outcome of what happened. This is how you get credit for your meetings. So if I click right here, I can elect close one. That's for my closing ratio, and I can put reschedule. Let's go ahead and put close loss. I just want to see how it's updated now. It's no longer flashing. The reason why you have a close ratio, won or loss, is because you have a closing ratio on your panel. But I want to show you this feature. See where it says add? In order to get new appointments on your tracking system, you have to click create a meeting after you're done. After you hit create a meeting, you will be able to save it to your Outlook or your Google email as well. I do want to show you the check-in, the customer check-in. This is where you have existing customers. So I would like it in your CRM if you put them as customers, because you're not doing follow-ups, you're not doing sales meetings. This is just someone that you're servicing. You can actually click on this. You can pick the customer. You can pick if you want to have a check-in with them monthly, quarterly, 6 months, yearly. A check-in is the system reminding you it's time to do a check-in. So let's say you're coming on 90 days. It's time to schedule something with that customer. The system will alert you when the time is ready. So let's go ahead and look at your upcoming events. As you can see, I updated a follow-up. Also, I made some changes on meetings, but anything you have coming up the next 7 days will be on your report. And what's really good is if you have 20 people underneath, you can actually click the print button for each team member and see what they have going on. And you can see what they have going on for the next 7 days. I do want to briefly talk about your calendar. So you will have access to this as well on your system, your desktop or your mobile. But I added add a follow-up, add a meeting, add a referral, add a check-in. So let's look at add a referral. So when you do add a referral, you just select your contact. You can put in the lead information here and you can actually just send, and it will create a referral message to that contact. So they'll actually get an email with all the information. It also keeps you up to date on what you're referring out so you can follow up on it. Last but not least, this is actually your lead to close manager. Everything you're inputting from your control panel, from your calendar, everything is being saved in this system. So right here, you can see where you can import leads, business card upload. This is a favorite of mine. So if you want to scan a business card from your phone, or if you want to scan a bunch of them to your desktop, or let's say you have 6 or 7 of them that you just want to take a picture of to get in your system, or let's say you got a worksheet from a networking event and you have 25 on a sheet, you can actually take a picture of that and upload it to your leads as well. Right here is where you can find all your bulk email information. It's on here too. You actually have another button here for referrals. So you'll have a tracking system of what you're receiving and what you're giving out. And you have a web scraper. So let's say you want to pull a lead in from the internet. You can actually put in the website, and the system will actually save details from the business to your system. Last but not least, let's go ahead and talk about your contact card. This is really helpful. Anything you're input in the system is being saved here. You can see for this person, I have check-ins that are already saved, follow-ups that are saved, meetings that are saved. So anything you're inputting is saved here, which is very important because if you have a team of 3, 4, 5 people that are input in the system underneath your hierarchy, you have access to see everything that's going on. Or if that person leaves, you have details about the client. Of course, you have your tags here. You are able to make different tags. We talked about that earlier when you're setting up your leads, just so everyone is categorized. You could send emails from here. Sale complete is very important. If you're closing sales, please keep that up. It'll show you your closing ratio. Details, information, you can do internal notes on your phone. You can actually do the voice notes. Attachments, if you need to add documents for this customer. Testimonials. So in order for you to get a bonus point for testimonial, you have to send an email letting that person know you did one for them. So if you did something on LinkedIn, a recommendation, or you did a testimonial about their business, I think it's important that your customer, potential prospect, or even networker knows that you support them. The system will actually give you points for sending that. Now, you're probably wondering, well, Lisa, how do I get referral credit on my point system? You have to send a thank you note to the person that gave you referral. Please note, any of these notes you can adjust to your wording, but it's the way the system is going to track your referrals that are given to you to keep your point systems honest. Because if you have a team of 5, 6, or 7, it's very easy for them to fudge referrals because they're worth 3 points to keep their points up, but this will definitely keep everyone honest. Last but not least, you can add referrals here. You can do your mileage and your receipts here. So if you have a receipt for a customer you took for coffee, you can add it to their contact card and you can put their mileage. Here's one of my favorite things. Let's say a customer or a potential customer says, hey, it's not the right time. You can actually snooze that contact. Let's say they tell you, give me 6 months. We got a lot of things going on. It'll snooze them and the system will actually send you an email the week of the snooze is over to remind you. Great feature. Last but not least, a lot of people have asked about the alerts. You will receive an email on Monday with your whole week that you have scheduled coming up. But you will see the system will constantly remind you that you have follow-ups to do. You have outcomes that need to be updated. That is how the CRM works. I feel like its strength is in the follow-up and keeping you on top of what occurred at your meeting so you can stay persistent. But if you're an admin that is running 2 agents, 3 agents, 7 sales reps, imagine that Monday morning meeting will be, I see what you have on the agenda versus what do you have going on the next 7 days. Thank y'all so much for trying my system.